as men, we have to ask ourselves, you know, we have to learn, like, what do we want to prioritize? Do you want to get into a relationship for love, right? Which I think is not the best reason to get in a relationship. Because
You
love
like
doesn't
partnership.
sustain a relationship.
Do you like partnership, like building?
100%. It
Okay.
has to be a partnership.
Yeah,
Because people fall in love and out of love all the time.
it's true.
Right? For me, falling in love is just the process of loving someone.
Yeah.
When a person be like, I'm falling in love with you, I'm in love with you. It gets to a point where there's like a baseline where I just love you.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, that whole thing is just, yo, I'm getting to know you, I'm falling for you, right? We're connecting and becoming a part of each other. But the idea of it is that, there's arranged marriages where, sometimes they have a stronger love that lasts over time because, it's based on partnership and mutual values and something bigger than self. But when we go for love, we don't even know ourselves well enough to know that if we good at making that decision.
Right.
Which is why there was a village involved. This is why mother and father, there was different people that would help you make that decision to be like, let me see if this is a good partner for you.
Yeah.
Would this even fit the family dynamics? Will we get along? Right?
That's amazing. I'd never thought about arranged marriages in that way because I feel like, as far as what we see on TV, it's always a situation like Coming to America where he's like, I don't want to do this. You know,
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
choose.
there's
for my
negative
partner.
side to monogamous relationships. There's polygamous relationships. All we practice is unarranged relationships. That's all.
Do you think that do you think that there is a possibility that polyamory or polygamy could be effective?
Well, just look at where it's effective. Outside of Western culture, America was built on conservative Christian values, so called. So you don't even get the option because it's illegal.
Right.
Right? If it was legal, then people could see whether it will work or not. Right? Because then it could be based on, and I don't think it should work or would work for the average man. No, I think that there will be qualifiers, and I don't think most people ego will allow them to say whether they meet those qualifications. But I think society already practices, polyamory or polygamy just illegally, and it's being judged, right? But
Very much so.
on a low level, it's already practiced every single day. Most, there's women with multiple baby fathers, right? And men with multiple baby mothers.
Facts.
The only difference is you can't legally, right, make
Yeah.
that a family.
Yeah. That's so true. That's a really great perspective. I've never thought about it in that way. Okay, so you spoke about self-awareness, which was a great point. How does self-awareness contribute to healthier relationships, and what practices do you think individuals can adopt to enhance their self-awareness?
I think time alone. I think one of the biggest things for relationships is time to yourself.
I love that.
Right, because you need to know how you think outside of your partner, right? People start blaming their partner. They control me for this, so I'm doing this for them. So you end up being so invested in your partner. You start blaming them, right, for, placating towards their needs.
Yes.
Right, and it's like, okay, step away and then come together. And I think that that's where you start communicating differently. Right. So for me, that self-awareness coming at time of separation.
Yes.
Right. Where, you're reflecting and contemplating on who you are and what you want in life. Right. But I think it also comes through spiritual awareness. Right. If you're not spiritually compatible with a person, I don't see it lasting longer.
Yes.
It's not going to last longer than your conflicts and your fights.
So true.
Right. Because, that faith and that spirit that connect y'all is always going to be bigger than you. Right. So that's going to be something that creates a union to become divine, right? So there's a higher purpose for what we do, right? We serve a God through this union, right? That's a different aspect of a relationship. So I think the spiritual component is deeply missing, and that's when you're getting in touch with your soul. You're getting in touch with your values, like, who am I?
Yes.
And then y'all can audit each other, like, are you living according to those values? Am I? Are we? Right? And then that conversation goes deeper. Versus, the small things that people argue about, the Instagram comments or whatever it may be. Like, we're not having soul level conversations that is based on values. And so for me, it's just, finding that time throughout the week to spend some time in separation and
Yes.
then having conversations on, okay, what was your reflections? Because
Ooh.
now you're creating connection based on like, what's in your soul. You feel me?
Yes.
What was on your spirit? What's on your mind, right? And
Yes.
so you hitting all of those levels, and now you have a relationship on all those levels.
I love that. Like a weekly check-in. That's beautiful. Wow. You are killing these answers. Okay, so how can couples and friends support each other's professional and personal growth while maintaining a healthy dynamic?
That's a very great question. I'm big on you have to study each other in a sense, right? There's so many things that we know about, and a lot of times we don't like. It's nothing more, I would say, attractive, right, than a partner who knows you and studies you,
Yes.
right? And when I say study, like we know about things about our favorite entertainer, right? We know about our favorite shows and movies and all of these different things, but a lot of times we don't spend time to study our partners enough. What they do, right? Why they do it? What's their process, right? What would they need to scale, right? It could be small things that'll give you insight, right? Especially if you're living separate lives based on your vocation, based on your work, right? So you may want to study what's her industry like. What's the typical things? What will be required? Like even just asking questions, like, all right, what's your vision? What will be required for you to scale in what you're doing, right? To 10x, because then you want to know how far a person's ambition goes.
Yes.
Which is important because sometimes in a relationship, a person can be with you through the journey of like building,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But they may be great for that. They can
Yes.
help provide motivation, right? Getting you from like, you sort of in a deficit or starting from zero to a point. But then that person may not have ambition for scale, right? They can be like, well, that's enough. I'll be happy with that. But you is like, no, you got delayed gratification. Like, that's not enough. I want more and more and more. And guess what? I need my partner to want more of me,
I love
right?
that.
Otherwise, you're going to seek that outside of your partner, right? So it's like, okay, well, you can't provide me that, but I still need that to feed me. I still need to be stimulated in that way,
Wow.
right? So if you don't want to be great and you don't want to be a partner to somebody great, then I don't think you should be with them, right? Just thinking about what they can provide for you. It's like the difference between a princess and a queen.
So true.
You feel me? A princess is just there for the rewards, for the gifts. You don't want the responsibility of helping you run the kingdom. So there's different, and sometimes as a king, as a man, you know what, I want a princess, I want somebody I can spoil. But then you realize that sometimes you need that queen insight, and she can't just kick that into gear. So it's like on both sides, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? Because now you want more from her, and that wasn't even the reason you chose her.